What it do, YouTube? It's your boy QStar123 back at it again with another video. And today we're gonna be doing our UAPB Season 2 reboot draft analysis. Wait, hold up, I got bars. Now let me chill. Alright, so I'll join the UAPB. Well, I actually applied to get in, and your boy got in. And my mindset coming into the draft was, oh my god, I'm so congested. Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm just so congested. And I feel like sick as a mug. But I'ma just fight through it. Um, my my first my mindset, my mentality coming into the draft was to have a really versatile team. A team that can do a lot of things and that is extremely threatening. I want to be able to bring a stall team one week and then a hyper offense team another week. I want to be able to bring balance one week and bulky offense another week. I want to be able to bring semi-stall. I want to bring able to bring anything. That's how versatile I want my mods to be. And my first pick, I was the 10th pick, which is, sort of trash. In fact, I'm not even going to show you. It's garbage. It's garbage, bro. It's probably like one of the worst picks. Worst positions. I would say that, or like 8. 10, 8, or 9. Like, all of those are just trash. Garbage. And anyways, fuck Tom Brady. You diss me. Super Bowl is tomorrow. Eagles winning. But anyways, we getting way off topic. Anyways, first I took Garchomp. Garchomp, as I said before, is super versatile. It has the ability to be just about anything. It can be a wall breaker. It can be and it also has the speed tier. It has 333 speed, which is pretty good, and it can outspeed most threats on most teams, except like the super fast mons. But most of the things that outspeed it don't threaten it. Like, let's look at my week 1 opponent, which is the Orlando Ocelot, and he has Lopunny, Gengar, and Thundurus. All of these ones outspeed Chomp, but none of them, except maybe Gengar with a Dazzling Gleam and Lopunny with an Ice Punch will do, is a huge threat to Chomp. But then again, I'm not worried about either of those two things. Like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Chomp, it outspeeds a lot of things, is extremely versatile, as I said before. It can set up Stealth Rocks, and by the way, it is my Zmon. Chomp, just looking at his stats, it gets a ton of HP, 420, if you go max, and it can be very bulky, with 85 speed def and 95 defense. It's pretty solid, especially with 108, HP. And it has rough skin, which is also really just good. So it can be a formidable wall, in my opinion. So as I said, it can be a wall breaker because it has 130 attack with Dragon Stab and Ground Stab. Just think about that. It can be a Stealth Rocker. It's actually a really good lead option for my team, which I think is pretty valuable. Because on other leagues, I struggle to have good lead options. It's a good lead. Sorry about that. It's a good lead. It's a good lead option. It can set up rocks. It's a wall breaker. It's fast. It can be defensive or offensive. So overall, as a mon, I think it's really good. And as a Zmon, the coverage that this thing gets Aqua Tail. It gets Body Slam, which has the ability to paralyze, which is the brokiest things in the game. It gets Brick Break Crunch, it gets Draco, it can get Earth Power, Earthquake, it can get Fire Blast, Fire Fang Flamethrower, which is especially good against things like Ferroform. It can get Iron Head and Poison Jab, especially with a Z move that can easily take care of fairies. It can get Stone Edge, Rock Slide, which could take care of things like Zapdos with a Z move. It gets SDs and it can also set up. It gets Aerial Lace. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it gets Surf. It also gets Dragon Tail, so I can phase people out if I'm running a defensive set. And as I said before, it gets two pretty good abilities, especially if I want to run Z Sandstorm. I can raise my evasion and out here be dodging these attacks. And I can run a Rocky Helmet if I want to go bulky Chomp. I can run Assault Vest, I can run Choice Band, I can run Scarf, I can run Specs, I can run Lefties, I can run Earth Plate, I can run Draco Plate, I can run Expert Belt, I can run Life Orb. It's not like that with every mod, and I honestly and truly think Chomp is amazing. Okay. Next, I took Azumarill. Azumarill, it isn't as versatile as Chomp and my other mods, but in all fairness, I did get sniped massively. Massively. At the beginning of the draft, there was two mons that I needed and wanted really, really badly. Mega Gardevoir and Garchomp. And I got one of them. And I believe the Palista Polytoads. Looking at the Palista Polytoads, they took Mega Gardevoir. And it was like two picks before me. I forgot who their coach is, but yeah, that's sort of unfortunate. Azu, as I said before, it can be very bulky. It can be it can be in a balanced team. It can also be hyper offense team. It can also be on a bulky offense team. So I feel like it fits all in pretty much everything. And sometimes in some scenarios, depending on the matchup, it could be a somewhat formidable wall. Like against this team, I could definitely see it being a wall, considering his only two. Against the Texan Torterras, I could see this thing being a wall, considering the only two things that do decent against the only thing that does decent against it is Mega Abomasnow, and let's be honest, is a Mega Abomasnow. It also just gets huge power, which equates to 150. But the real reason there's two big reasons. I think this is one of the most underrated things about Azumarill and League type format. It's mental effect. And what I mean by that is when you see an Azumarill, when your opponent sees an Azumarill, their mindset and their game plan is completely changed. They're gonna bring counters and checks specifically for Belly Drum Azumarill because it's that much of a threat. I don't even need a Z move and it still scares opponents. It leaves them shaking and they boost. You feels me? And when it does this, it gives a leeway for my other mods to exploit the counters that he's gonna bring for just Belly Drum Azu because it's that good. And Azu, it's also a great wall breaker. I forgot to mention that. And as I said before, its mental effect. The mental effect it has, it also gives it a lot of leeway to run different items like Assault Vest, Choice Band. Um, I think it can even run Life Orb, especially in Trick Room situations. Rocky Helmet I've seen before, and it gives it essentially a leeway with its mental effects of that. Oh, he has a Azumarill. He's gonna bring Belly Drum, and he's gonna bring a counter. My opponent will bring a counter, and it will have an effect on my opponent where it will essentially change how they play, and it can almost give me an advantage, and I think that's really valuable. And the offensive synergy these two mons have, Azu obviously struggles against Steel, Fairy, and Electric. All of those Chomp destroys and eats alive, and Chomp can switch into all of those pretty good. Pretty good. Wow, grammar on fleek. And ice types, I can obviously just switch in this and press either play or off. I can press fighting move because this thing does get superpower power on punch and brick break. I can just do a lot of things with it that it makes it so dynamic, and it synergizes so well with Chomp, especially Chomp, and there's definitely a few things on my team that I think I had to pick it up, especially, since I got sniped on Mega Gardevoir. Next, we have Superior. The GOAT, the greatest of all time. Superior, it doesn't necessarily, it fits the mode of versatility, just because it does have decent bulk of 95 in each category, which is actually quite solid. But then again, it's like, it's typing. But the real reason I got this is for Chomp, Azumarill, and this mon, Mega Houndoom, I'll get into it later. And even Conkeldurr and Xurkitree get easier, to have more leeway to sweep. And what I mean by that is, when you have a leaf, when you just press Leaf Storm, it's gonna do damage to something. Like, you can't even switch a Mega Venusaur, because a plus two superior modest HP flying, HP psychic does some damage to a Mega Venusaur. And it essentially just damages things and puts things in range for sweeps from Garchomp, Azumarill, Mega Houndoom, Mega Conkeldurr, and Xurkitree. It damages things and puts things in range. It can also just sweep very easily. It can literally just decimate teams. And it gets aromatherapy, so it's a decent cleric. It gets a lot of setup. I believe it gets Swords Dance. It gets Calm Mind, it gets Coil, obviously, so I can just run Overgrow and set up. And people will always expect Leaf Storm. Again, with that mental effect, they'll just prepare for it. And it gives me a leeway to run different sets. It also gets Taunt, so it could be a pretty cool lead option. It gets Screens, obviously. It gets Leech Seed. Sub-Leech Seed Superior is one of my favorite Pokemon to run. And to add it all on, it gets the most broken move in the game, aka Glare, because it paralyzes your target. Yeah, so it has an effect that it can essentially it can damage everything. It can damage my opponent's team and support and put other Pokemon in range to sweep. So it's an ultimate team player. And it just gets a lot of versatility. It gets knockoff. And knockoff's nice and broken. And it also is really fast, and it helps on my speed tiers, because I have a 102 and a 113, and it just gets faster from there. Next, I got Bronzong. Now, you might be saying, Bronzong? Round 4? Blasphemy, 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 bro. You don't know what you're doing. You do not. Sit down, big fella. You do not know what you're doing if you get a Bronzong round 4. Now, I completely and utterly disagree with whoever says that. Alright? First off. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Superior gets Defog and is pretty good removal. Bronzong is a great stealth rocker. 1. Bronzong, it adds a Trick Room component to my team. 2. Bronzong, it's a wall that helps with my versatility aspect and allows me to run stall teams, balance teams, and bulky offense teams. Because Bronzong, yes, it can be offensive. Shout out to my boy Wolfie for running weakness policy. It gets Calm Mind. It gets Charge Beam. I didn't even know that, bro. I said it here first. I am running Charge Beam, Rock Polish Bronzong 1 week. I don't care who you are, who you think you is, Bronzong is about to put in work. Because it's extremely bulky. It gets a great ability. It's a switch into all of the things that my mons struggle against. Because my team, looking at it, has a massive weakness to ice, and Bronzong is on a fantastic switching. It's immaculate at setting up rocks, is a good lead option, and it adds a Trick Room component to my team that helps out Azumarill especially, and also Conkeldurr, which I'll get to later. Yeah, that's why I took Bronzong. You digs me? And it also just gets Explosion. So yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't been talking about my nickname. El Champo, Kinder, Jersey Shore, Liberty, and Hades. Next, we are going to talk about Hades. As I said before, Superior is just gonna damage mons and weaken mons for sweeps, and Houndoom's gonna do the exact same thing. There aren't many Houndoom switches in the game. If there's a sunny day up, man, it's over. It's over. That's the entire game. That's the entire game, my G. That's how good Mega Houndoom is. Mega Houndoom is nice and broken, my guy. Nice and broken. Just because it's so powerful and its stab is resisted by not very many things. Like, go ahead and switch your water type in, and when I press Dark Pulse and do 40%, 50% to your Toxapex, tell me that it's a switching, please. And it also gets a lot of cool tech like Destiny Pawn, Flame Charge, Foul Play, Pursuit. It can set up with Nasty Plot, and it's honestly, I love its offensive synergy. I love it in my Fire, Water, Grass. It gives me some extra points to draft some extra Fire Moss. My phone's going off. Let me check it. Okay, never mind. It's Discord. Okay, not checking it right now. And it actually gets decent bulk. It can't be a wall just because of its typing. It is pitiful. But yeah, I think it's a great offensive mon. It can definitely fit into that hyper offense build, and it can also fit into that balance build. Not saying that it will be a bulky mon in any stretch of the imagination, but it definitely fits on a balanced team. Yeah. Oh my god, my eye. I'm rubbing my eye right now. Okay. Wow, TMI. Anyways, next. I'm definitely regretting this pick because I feel like an idiot because I just found out that Quagsire does not get Stealth Rocks. I did not know that. I thought for the longest time that it just got Stealth Rocks, and I never looked at it, and it doesn't get Stealth Rocks. I feel really stupid, but you feels me. It's all good. It's all Gucci. You feel me. Quagsire it's a fantastic mod, especially for a tier 5 mod, in my opinion. It definitely adds to a stall component or a balance component of my team, and sometimes even bulky offense, just because I'm pretty sure it does have 81 attack and 65 special attack, which isn't completely atrocious. Atrocious, that's a word, yeah. And it also just gets a great ability, and it stops things from setting up, which I think is pivotal for my team. And it also just is a great wall that can synergize with my team and can stop things from setting up. I thought it was a rocker. If I knew it didn't get rocks, I probably would have taken this in like the last round, but I took around 6. Fight me, bro. Fight me. It gets Infestation, which is cool. It gets Eerie Impulse, which is cool. Is a very good mod. It gets Counter, it gets Curse. But it's definitely underwhelming because it doesn't get fucking Stealth Rocks. But anyways, we're going on to the next portion of my team. And we are going straight to, if you want to load. Okay, Conkelder, my boy, old Yeezer. Okay, what? How did that? Okay, what's going on? Okay, my boy, old Yeezer. No, let me tell you. Let me sit down. Just sit down. Cause when I start talking, bro, I'm gonna make you get back up. Cause this is why Conkelder is so broken. Just wait until you hear this. Conkelder is a tier 2. Conkelder is a tier 2. Yep, you heard it. Conkelder is a tier 2. I am not joking. I am not kidding. I have taken Conkelder in the first or second round in numerous drafts, and I have been extremely successful with it. Yeah. See that? Let me reiterate that. Conkelder is a tier 2. That is the most blasphemous statement I have ever heard in my entire existence of being a human. Like, this is a tier 2? Are you kidding, bro? Who made these tiers, homie? Who made these tiers? Conk Elder is a tier 2. Conk Elder gets 3 fantastic abilities. Guts, which is extremely good and breaks down walls with things like Facade. It boosts my attack. It does nothing because of the nerf. And anything that does damage to Conkeldurr, it just gets it back with Drain Punch. And Ghost types aren't a switching because it gets knockoff. Don't switch into Fairy type. No. It gets Poison Jab. No. It gets Earthquake. It gets so much coverage. It gets the Elemental Punches. And it gets Sheer Force. I can run Life Orb. Conkeldurr, in my opinion, is a top 3 wall breaker in League type format. And I got it in what? The 7th round? That's blasphemous. It can run so many items: Assault Vest, Choice Band, Life Orb. It can obviously run Flame Orb. And I know that it's slow, but it's perfect. It is absolutely perfect with Bronzong. Especially because if I set up a Trick Room and Conkeldurr is in, and it's Choice Band or Life Orb or Flame Orb, it's it. Cause one, it's extremely bulky and it can fit in a bulky offense mode. It can fit in a balance mode, and it can fit in a hyper offense role. Fuck it, I'll even say that it can fit in a semi-stall role. And it just gets so much coverage. It gets so much coverage, and it gets Iron Fist. It gets the Elemental Punches, and it gets Iron Fist. It gets Ice Punch. It gets Thunder Punch. It gets Fire Punch. It gets Drain Punch. You're kidding me. It can set up with Power Punch. It has priority with Mach Punch. It gets Rock Slide. I can run Lead Taunt. I can run Lead Taunt. Fuck, it gets Smelling Salts. Smelling Salts, my guy. Smelling Salts, my guy. This thing is just so good. It has great offensive synergy. It gives so much versatility. It has 3 great abilities. And I'm rhyming on accidentally. Woo, wait, oh, yo, whoa. Man, I should be a rapper. But anyways, yeah, it can run any item. It can literally single-handedly carry a team's offense. It gets bulk up. It gets Facade. It gets knockoff. It gets everything. Now we got my boy Nox Club. Now, this thing, first off, my team needed this desperately. My team needed U-turn desperately. I feel like I might bring this thing a little much, but then again, I don't think that's a bad thing because I think Crobat is amazing. It obviously gets U-turn, which is extremely necessary to what I want to do with my team. Because every single week, I want my team to dominate. And when I say dominate, I mean dominate the momentum, my guy. Dominate the momentum, my guy. Dominate the momentum, my guy. Let me reiterate that. I want to dominate the momentum. So, this thing might come a lot, but I don't think that's pause. I don't think that's a bad thing. It gets defog, it gets haze, it can get super thing, it gets reliable recovery, and it fits of what I'm trying to do perfectly. It can be a great wall, it can be a wall breaker, it can run Brave Bat, or it can be Spadef with Toxic Roost Haze super thing. Like it gets Roost, it gets the U-turn, it gets the Nasty Plot, which I have run before and it put in absolute work. And it gets the defog, so it's my second defogger. And my team overall isn't that weak to hazards, but it's just good to have. And it's weak to rock, and that's why I have Conkeldurr. Please tell me that's beating this combination. Crobat and Conkeldurr. I could see myself taking those two in the first 2 rounds of the separate draft, but I got these round 7 and round 8. round 7 and round 8. That's insane. That's actually insane. Oh my god. Next. I don't even. Here's all I gotta say. Just look at the special attack. Just look at the special attack. 489. 489. Bro. 489? Are you kidding me? What? Are you kidding me? That's actually broken. That's actually broken. It gets Volt Switch. It's an Omega. You heard me right. Omega Wall Breaker. It doesn't have a Z move, but it's still fine. It gets enough bulk. It gets enough speed. It gets Calm Mind. I can set up. It gets Volt Switch. And it's just so powerful. That's about it. That's about all I gotta say. Cause there ain't nothing. It gets Energy Ball, so ground types isn't really a switching. Ferroform isn't even a switch into this thing, man. Ferroform, bro. Hidden Power. Oh my god. This thing's just stupid. And I got this in the 9th round. All I gotta say is fucking, what's his name? Steve and the GBA took this like 5th overall. I got this in the 9th round, my G. Get ahead of the curve, my G. GBA, hit me up, bro, because this draft is looking threatening. Threatening. Next, you digs me? We got Shaman. Shaman can do anything. Shaman can be a wall. Shaman can be a wall breaker. Shaman gets the versatility. Shaman is a cleric. The only thing is that it doesn't get defog, but for some reason this thing is tier 3. I know you would think, man, it's supposed to be tier 3. Nah. Excuse me, you know, I'm, as I said before, I'm congested. This thing gets everything. It can do anything. It's amazing. It can be physical. It can set up. It's a cleric. It fits the mold of my team. I've said this like 2 million times, but I'm gonna say it again. I want my team to be versatile enough to run any style of play any week, and it fits that literally perfectly. I had to make up a word that fits it so goodly. Goodly. I said goodly. Man. That's. I don't even. We got Dust Clubs as our last pick. Just. This is one of the bulkiest things in Pokemon. This is literally so bulky. Eviolite with 130 in both categories. It is absolutely fantastic under Trick Room. It can set up Trick Room, especially for this. It can set up Trick Room for my Conch, my Xurkitree, my Azumarill, my Bronzong. It gets Destiny Bond. It gets Calm Mind. It gets Haze, so you can't set up on it. It's not completely passive. And it doesn't get the greatest recovery, but Pain Split is all you need. It gets Memento. It gets Power Up Punch. And it gets Will-O-Wisp. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Man. So that was Meet the Detroit Panthers, bro. Man, and I am so excited about this team. I love every single mod except Quagsire. Quagsire might get dropped. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I absolutely love every mon except Quagsire, and I think this team's gonna be really good. That's been all from your boy Q Star. You digs? Wait. Okay, I thought it wasn't. I thought it wasn't recording. Peace.